This is TWiT.
Hey, thanks for tuning in to TWiT, your tech hub for intelligent, thoughtful conversations. If you want to take your experience to the next level and support what we do here at TWiT, say goodbye to ads and say hello to Club TWiT. With Club TWiT, you unlock all our shows ad-free. You also get exclusive members-only content. We do a lot of great programming just for the club members. You also get behind-the-scenes access with our TWiT Plus bonus feed and live video streams while we're recording. And don't forget the fantastic members-only Discord. It's where passionate tech fans like you and me hang out, swap ideas, and connect directly with all of our hosts. It's my favorite social network. I think you'll like it too. Club TWiT. It's not just a subscription. It's how you support what we do and become part of the TWiT family. Your membership directly supports the network, helping us stay independent and keep making the shows you love. If you're ready to upgrade your tech podcast experience, head to twit.tv/clubtwit and join us today. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the club.
Okay. Hey, everybody. This is Stacey Higginbotham, and this is Stacey's Book Club. And we are talking this week about This Is How You Lose the Time War. This is a fun time travel. I don't want to say war, but fighting. There's science fiction, time travel, romance. It's great. It's maybe not swashbuckling, but fun. And we do not have Leo with us, but maybe he'll join us. Maybe he hated it. He tends to not like the books that I like, and I tend to not like the books he likes. So we'll see. But we do have Joe Esposito, who is on the stage with me and Cyphase. Is that
hello? Yes.
Hello. And I always like asking people first off, before we get into like spoilers and really talking and digging into things, I just like to get a sense like, hey, Joe, did you like the book?
Yes, I liked it a lot. I liked it more and more as it went on because as I think I told you this before we went live. I don't remember if we were live at this point, but or at that point, but I started off thinking this was going to be an interesting back and forth, almost like exchanging letters between combatants. That's how it was set up initially, which would have been fine. That's a clever idea. I would have been fine with a book that did that. But then as it went on, it became something else. We won't spoil anything yet, but it does change form a bit. And the more it did it in a way where I got more on board with what it was becoming as opposed to what it started off as. So I ended up liking it quite a bit. There was one moment we'll talk about when we get into it where I was kind of not sure where it was going to go. And I was hoping it would go one direction, which it did, but I wasn't sure in kind of the midpoint of it. But I liked it a lot. I enjoyed it thoroughly all the way through.
Nice. And I will tell you, the authors, there are two authors on this, Max Gladstone and they actually wrote the book by sending each other their chapters as letters, right? So that's actually how they did this. They obviously plotted it out a little, but they were surprised just as much as the characters were surprised in the sense of reading these letters. Way to write a book. So, and then Cyphase, what did you think?
So I'll just preface by saying that I basically, other than the first 40 minutes of the audiobook, I listened to the whole thing this morning and finished a few seconds before the scheduled time for this. So, I'm sure my thoughts will change after I have a little bit of time to process. But overall, I liked it. It was really interesting. I think in the beginning, and this could be to do with it being an audiobook, but I guess it felt kind of hard to get through in the beginning. It was sort of overly flowery language, maybe. But I'm not sure if that changed or if I just kind of got used to it. But yeah, it got very engaging. Like in the beginning, I was like, I'm not sure about this book. And then, after a certain point, I was pretty much hooked. So definitely, I think I will read it at some point in text form, maybe, just to get that experience of it. I think there was a point where the narrators were saying casuality, and I think they meant causality.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, that is. Oh, I'm sorry. That would take me right out.
Unacceptable.
And also there was I can't remember what it was. They said I think two different things. They said Genghis and Genghis for Genghis.
That's just
You know, so I think they didn't really realize. They were just reading and they didn't realize who it was that they were. Yeah. But I mean, those little errors aside, the reading I thought was actually pretty good.
Yeah, I listened to the audiobook too. My only problem was their voices were so similar. I didn't realize it was two different readers for a while. I mean, I knew there was red and blue, but I thought it was the same reader, which is hysterical. They should have picked people with more different voices.
Yeah, I think they did a good job of sort of.
Once I got it, it was great.
Characters, a certain kind of sound to their voice, like Blue's kind of. I'm not sure how to put it, but just the voice was kind of like she's more kind of. Well, I mean, I guess even there was some point where Blue says something about Red being young, and I guess there was a certain kind of flavor to the voice where Red did sound younger. Oh, maybe, and
I'm gonna have to re-listen to it. I missed all that nuance.
A little more experienced, perhaps, in the way she was talking. I'm not sure.
I'm with you, and I will say, I actually, when I read it, and I actually started it and put it down, and was like, "Ugh, I'm not into this."
Oh, that's funny. I had the same reaction at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I was like,
"Wow, I didn't." Huh.
Yeah, I wasn't super
epistolary novels that much. It's like,
oh,
but and I loved it. By the way, by the end, I was like rooting for him. So,
yeah, and I was curious. I was like, what? I was thinking you might have hated it. So
no, I really loved it. I really loved it. But it took me. But I had to warm up to it a little bit because at first it's like, is this whole thing going to be them going back and forth? Yes.
Yes.
Well,
but it wasn't
but not entirely though. I guess when I saw the description, I thought the entire book was just back and forth letters, but there was the in between portion where it's like narration, right? So I felt that maybe I wouldn't have liked it as much if it was purely letters back and forth.
It's pretty hard,
but there was that narration. Yeah.
So do we think the two different authors took two different characters?
Oh, that's what I was telling them, but you weren't here. They actually did. So Max Gladstone played, I can't remember
Blue,
which one. And
probably.
Blue,
I would guess. Yeah.
Blue and
Amar was Red.
Amar was,
Interesting.
So they actually just exchanged their chapters as the letters, and then
that's cute.
Yeah.
So I wonder who wrote the exposition.
Right. They did it together, or they worked on it.
There's
together.
not that much of it, actually. I mean,
yeah.
So
I don't know. I again, I was saying that I was surprised that y'all chose it because it did feel more romance oriented than science fiction oriented in my brain. But
I was very romantic, but it didn't start romantic.
I think the best books don't start romantic, and I think
it's a slow burn. Yeah.
Yeah, and I do think, and I'm excited about this, probably because I'm a woman, but I do think that more modern day science fiction, more literary books too, have a lot of the romance. Not romance, like a true romance novel has like a happily ever after and a very pretty defined arc, but like adding a little bit more romance in, and not just like either nothing or just a random sex scene that you see in kind of airport mysteries that you're like, what is happening?
Well, and Red and Blue never meet, let alone sex.
Yeah. But I think it's
maybe
like
they meet to fight. Maybe in the early part. I don't think so though, even.
They sort of come close to each other. Like,
right.
I was watching you here. I saw you for a moment there, that sort of thing.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of that. There's a lot of spying. Yeah.
But it feels like a more complete representation of the human experience. Like if you're going to have humans, traveling through time, or humans in space, or, I think we're finally like seeing a more full version of humanity in science fiction, if that makes sense.
Jammer B says they did meet early on. That maybe when they were fighting more. Jammer B said, well written, a slower read than normal. Rereading interesting parts, had to look up more words than usual. And he gives the definitions. He gave this sentence: I watch the world for your signs, apophenic as a haruspex. But, when you're in audio, you just go, okay, whatever. That's one of the nice things about it, especially about a Kindle or a Kobo, is you can highlight the word, say, well, apophenic is from apophenia. Oh, you know what? I did look that one up. Tendency to perceive meaningful connections or patterns in random or unrelated data. I think I did look that one up.
Is that like faces and things?
There is a word for that,
yeah.
which is pareidolia, I think. But this is like, how everybody thinks there's all these coincidences and it must be, glitches in the matrix and it must be meaningful. I think that's what apophenic or apophenia is. And then haruspex, in ancient Rome, a religious official interpreted the will of the gods by examining the entrails of sacrificed animals.
I feel like that I knew because of Circe, or one of the weird Greek.
Okay. I have Circe on my to listen list. It's apparently a very good audiobook. It's in
it's an amazing book.
In my pile. Yeah. I can't wait to listen to it. I have so many books to listen to.
One thing I thought was interesting about the romantic angle is I've known a few people in my life who leave lives of intensity, and they generally tend to either go for other people who live similar lives or the opposite. So the idea of these two people doing the same thing on opposite sides, kind of recognizing similarities, and maybe thinking, well, there's only one other person who could understand what this is, and I found them, and that starts to go from antagonism into a relationship. That felt really organically correct to me. I know some people said it went quick because it is a short read overall, but I felt like, yeah, I can see that progression, that if you're under stress and fire all the time, you're going to possibly gravitate towards somebody who's also under stress and fire, and you start to less see the conflict and more see the connections. And that's where it ended up, which I really liked.
It made sense they fell in love. They were they were unique. They were the two of a kind, right?
Yeah, they considered. And I would love to talk to or hear about you guys, because the concept of the butterfly effect, right? Tiny little actions have
especially
big
if you eat the butterfly, apparently.
But I feel like when you talk about time travel, it's either relying a lot on the butterfly effect, kind of becomes this deus ex machina for a lot of things happening.
Right.
But then there's also, and there's fewer of these, but I think they're like maybe postmodern science fiction, but where the butterfly effect is like, there's really no way to change time because history just marches forward and kind of veers towards this
deterministic. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm curious how you guys kind of responded or reacted to that kind of concept in their use of the butterfly effect to drive the plot forward.
Cyphase?
I think I still need to. Yeah, I still need to think about it more because I did sort of cram the book, but
I didn't see it as a time travel novel. That's the irony of it. It really was the sci-fi. The only interesting thing was how they did their messages. I didn't worry so much about their origin story or the battle. I don't even know what the battle was that they were fighting or why they were. It was
kind of vague, I think, intentionally. Yeah. They don't really talk about the whole backstory of how the agency and the garden came to be and this and that, blah blah blah. It's just kind of like,
it's just there.
There are these two factions,
right,
and they're warring through time, and you kind of flit around time and try and make things happen for some unknown purpose. We don't really know exactly why. They have to save Atlantis or not save Atlantis in order to do whatever. It's just kind of, they're doing stuff to make things happen in the future.
It is. I mean, there were the fact that there were many Atlantises was kind of interesting. This many universe theory was underlying the whole thing, and you're traveling down the time thread and all that stuff. But honestly, that was just like color. I mean, it really is a story about two people.
Well, yeah, that's true. And how no matter how crazy
people, if it's
Are there three people?
No. There's just
the two. Oh, good. I thought I might have missed a chapter. It wouldn't be the first time.
Did you get the dog? It's such a crucial character. The dog.
The dog. To say nothing of the dog.
Yeah.
You know what? There is an interesting extra character
Well,
that I kind of fell for. Red talks about a book called Travel Light. Have you talked about this yet? Did I miss that at the beginning?
No, we haven't.
And it turns out Amal had reviewed this book and loved it. It was a book that came out in the 50s. I liked it, very allegorical fairy tale that came out in the 50s and was kind of ignored. And I wish I had known about it because I would have read it to my kids. Anyway, I got it and I read it and I loved it. And so it's nice when a book turns you on to another book that's real. So Travel Light, highly recommended. Naomi Mitchison, yeah.
They say is the same in all strands or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
How did you like the book, Jammer B? Did you enjoy it? He read it. To me, it was kind of a parable fairy tale, but a modern fairy tale about a princess who gets her evil stepmother wants to end her, so the king's about to kill her, so she escapes and becomes a bear. Her nurse turns into a bear and saves her, brings her to the bear. She lives with the bears for a while. Then moves out, lives with the dragons for a while, moves out, lives with men for a while. But there's gods. You get a visit from the Valkyrie. There's a Valkyrie character. She gets a cloak from the Norse god. It's really interesting. If I had it when my kids were about 9 or 10, oh man, I wish I could have read it to them. Really liked it. So I thank Amal for turning me on to a great little book.
Well,
the All-Father, that's how it is, yeah.
Amal writes modern fairy tales. So her most recent book actually was out this year. It's great.
It's
called The
Amal,
River Has
by
Roots.
the way. L, not R.
Amal, you're right. Amal El-Mohtar.
My fault. Sorry. I started that and didn't.
But so that makes total sense because she is very much a fairy tale mythology, and that book is amazing. So you should totally read it.
What's the name of it? Do you know?
The River Has Roots.
Oh yeah. Okay. I will get it.
I'm sure it's in your list. And there's even a bonus if you get the audiobook, which is what I read, which does have a lot of singing of Irish songs, Irish sounding songs.
Sounds good to me.
Well, it's okay unless you listen at high speeds. So you do need to slow it down. I was like, what is happening? Why? What? Oh, they're singing. Hold on.
I didn't know you did audiobooks. I thought you were a devoted Kindle.
Oh no, I read because I'm usually reading like 3 or 4 books.
I know you read a lot. Yeah.
So, and that's the only way I could, because like, what else am I going to do while I'm cooking dinner? Listen to a podcast?
I'm trying to follow the recipe myself. But by the way, that's why I'm late. I apologize. I was at the grocery store. I've lost track of time. And then I had all this stuff I had to put away before I came up to the attic because I couldn't just leave the fish on the counter. That wouldn't have worked. So
no, I mean, unless you just don't like your family.
Here,
well,
old
you're
fish.
trying to leave a message in the rotting flesh of the fish.
Yeah, by the way, that was really a cool part of it. I guess that is a science fiction-y part, is the way they exchanged messages was very cool, I thought.
Yeah. And super, super creative.
Yeah.
So, okay. And then other thoughts on the book. Yeah, sometimes it looks like, is it Butch Henderson talking about the differences in what the agency was trying to create? Let's see, scrolling down to try to pull the whole message up. I can't.
I'll read it.
I didn't.
It would have been good to know the differences of what the agency was trying to create versus what the garden was trying to create.
Yeah, I know that was intentional because, well, I don't know that. I think it was intentional because they
Jammer
really wanted
B says, I think the goals are apparent. So maybe Jammer B will explain this to us.
Oh, okay. Explain it. Because I felt like it was just like, yeah, both sides, they're fine.
Well, one was eco-hippie tree huggers, right? The garden.
Yeah.
And the agency was obviously the bad guys. Except ironically, I don't know. I feel like Red was a good person and Blue was a bad person, but they were working for the wrong people. I don't know. It wasn't that clear, I guess, right?
To me, it just felt like how people like. I think about like our two-party system in the U.S. You know, people contain multitudes, but the organizations that
Good
promote
point.
big societal goals really don't.
Excellent
And
point.
so,
Yes.
And
That's a
also,
very good point.
I
mean,
never
it's not-
cared. I'm like you, Leo. I thought that the science fiction stuff was so background. There were elements of it, like I like the Atlantis stuff. I like some of the, like there were visuals of the worlds that I really liked. In fact, it got me to draw something. This is the first book I've drawn something out of because I had a visual of it.
What did you draw?
I'll post it into the Discord. But it basically what it started as is there's a part where she talks about having typewriter caps on her fingers, and because there's a world that I think worships technology, the god is called Hack, and I had this visual of the key capped fingers.
Oh, look at this. Yeah.
And like the metal on the arms. And then I went to the goose wings. Like there's all these elements where I'm like, oh no, I have to. First it was just the arm, and then I had to add the wings, and then I had to do the braided heart once I realized it was a romance, and then I had to do the pomegranate seeds because those were for some reason really, really visual or stuck with me. But that was the best stuff about it. I really didn't care who was good, bad, what their goals were. It felt like the little pieces were the important part. It's just like, okay, this person's here and this is what's around them, and this person's here and this is what's around them. And then that informed how they set messages or what they were writing more than, okay, you're supposed to care about their goals at this time in this place. That was kind of like, yeah, they're there. But what it is what does it drive towards the relationship? And that's
I get what A, C, G, and T are. What's U?
Okay, so this is a very, very particular OCD thing with me because there's 5 fingers, but they only mention the 4 letters. And the 4 letters are part of the DNA foundational somethings.
Kataka
so I
is
thought,
how I always
please
remember
tell me there's more letters. And there is U, which is, I guess, uracil. And it's a lesser used part of it. I don't understand any of this, but I had to have a 5th letter. I couldn't have a key cap without a letter. So yeah, I had to look it up.
You discovered a new, what is it? I don't know. Is that a ribosome? What do you call it? I don't know.
I don't even know. I just know it's called uracil. Okay, RNA. So there you go. I had to branch off DNA.
Oh, using the RNA. It's the junk part. Okay, I get it.
Okay. I had to use something. I needed a letter, and it couldn't just be a made up letter. So
it's a beautiful, I love it. It'd be a great tattoo.
Is it an amino acid?
I don't know.
Maybe that's what they are. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I was going pure visual. I just couldn't have an empty keycap. So I had to find something related to DNA, and I saw on the wiki page for DNA letters, it was there.
Brandoid says you in the RNA. Good. Yeah. Thank you, Brandoid.
Oh, there are book notes at the end.
Yes, this is where we lost out on the audiobook. I didn't know.
I'll go grab it. I'll be right back.
Oh, you have the physical book. Okay. Agency, according to the book notes, is a post-singularity technotopia. Garden is a single vast consciousness embedded in all organic matter. That's about what you'd expect, if you ask me. Cyphase, it's nice to see you in here. You think this is your first time, or maybe in the old days you used to come by?
I was in the Project Hail Mary book club way back.
Ah, nice. Okay. Yeah.
I actually reread it recently, right before the trailer came out for the movie.
Yeah.
Which was good timing.
Oh, they're making a movie?
Oh yeah, the trailer's already out.
Don't look at the trailer though if you haven't read the book yet.
Well, Stacey's read
full of spoilers. I know.
I read the book because I got really sick of it.
You got sick of the book?
Yeah, because remember how it goes like on and on. You're like, oh, we've resolved it, and then they're like,
oh, you're one of those people who didn't like the ending. I bet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The ending really drove me. Yeah, I was against it.
You know, the world is divided into 2 parts. People who like that ending and people who didn't. It's so funny. Okay. Here's another illustration, or actually a bunch of more. So these are the parts. Those are the parts.
Because
so if you want to get the tattoo, you could bring the parts to your tattoo artist.
Yeah. If you only want the heart, there you go. You have just the heart. But those are all the parts that got assembled into the final piece. Because first it was just the arm, and then that felt too empty, so I had to add the wings, and I had to, that's why it's just the way that it went. It just kept adding up.
Honestly, it would be a lovely tattoo.
It would. And you were talking about the things that stuck out, and all of those things are very highly mythical. Not all of those things, but many of those things have, you know, really, I'm downloading the book on my Kindle again. So
it's a nucleotide base. That's what uracil is. One of the 4 nucleotides in RNA. And then in DNA, of course, adenine, cytosine, guanine,
Cytosine.
and thymine.
Yeah, so I kind of cheated. Sorry, everybody. Those letters don't actually all go
So
together.
in RNA, it's U instead of T. Interesting. Huh.
Okay, I have into the book club section.
Wow. See, you do miss some things when you do the audiobook, although a lot of times they'll put a PDF out with that kind of stuff.
Okay.
But it's worth buying
Topics
the
and
book.
questions
See?
for discussion.
Yes.
As red and blue are executing their respective orders, they have their first exchange. Describe the warriors introduced in these first few opening challenges. Is one more dedicated to their cause than the other? Well, this is why I don't do this. I'm like, oh my God, this is like
sounds
school.
like exam time. Yeah.
I know. Okay, let's try. Okay.
Honest
I don't
teacher, I
care.
read the
The
book.
answer is I don't care about that.
Oh, okay. So here you go. Red and blue are sworn enemies in a timeless war, and while they joke about poison, they never use it. Why have they never tried to kill each other? Why do they continue to open the letters? Is it trust or something else? But I feel like we answered that.
Yeah, maybe this is high school book club.
Well,
It might
so
be.
I will say early on, I think the reason for the letter opening, to answer that question, is I think they wanted as much information about each other as possible. So you take the risk on, okay, does this give me insight? And then it kind of built off that. So initially, I was kind of wondering about that too. Like, why would they? These letters could be bombs in this universe. I don't know how it works. The rules aren't that clearly defined. But one of the ideas is that every bit of information you get about your enemy can help you defeat them. So it makes sense when you think about it that way. Because
it's
otherwise,
also foreshadowing the fact that she can't help herself, right? The right thing to do would be to follow orders and absolutely not open that letter. But even in the beginning, so it foreshadows the romance. She has a certain fascination and a curiosity, and she can't resist.
And they already had, they were aware of each other before even the first letter, because they had interacted on the battlefield, so to speak.
Their eyes.
They knew of each other. And then when this letter, it's like, wait, this letter's from, that person? So it's like, yeah.
I love it.
Stacey, by the way, is that bluebird behind you on purpose? That's
That's a Stellar's Jay. That's like my favorite bird.
Oh, okay.
Wait a minute, now
until I found out they eat hummingbirds, and then I was a little sad.
They eat humming.
Well, maybe not
They're
that
Jay.
bird, but
Jays are
another
real
bluebird.
jerks.
We have scrub jays, which really are jerks. They are the worst. I don't know if they're
Look
related.
how pretty they are.
Yeah,
And
scrub
their
jays
feathers
though are vicious. They'll take on crows. They're just awful.
Yes. Sorry, I was like,
Okay.
I'm like scrub jays. Topics. Red, blue, protagonist,
What else is in there?
enemy. Okay, let's see. The seeker appears at the end of every chapter, chasing letters and collecting evidence. Who is the seeker?
Well,
What
we
is
never
the
find
purpose?
out, do we?
No,
That's
we
a
do.
good point. Nothing ever
is their
comes of it.
No. We found out who it
Oh, we
was and
did.
why. Oh, yeah.
Well, we know that they're following her. Yeah. But she never gets in trouble.
Should I say the spoiler?
Yeah.
You should say the spoiler. Yeah, this is book club.
Okay, the seeker is red. She went back in time.
Oh, I did not
collected
figure
all
that
of these
out.
signatures of blue, and then that was how she got into the garden. She was
John
like able
figured
to
that
fake
out
blue
too. She's
signature.
trying to recreate blue from her letters. Oh.
Well, not recreate exactly, but like get enough of her signature, I guess, that she was able to get into the garden pretending to be her.
Right.
And that's how she was able to get in and
Oh.
plant that whatever it was in blue when she was a child that eventually became the thing that saved her from the poison plant.
Right.
I missed that too.
Yeah.
Did not realize that it was red. I mean, I
I
understood what red
figured
was
from the
doing, but-
beginning when there was
Okay.
like this, unknown seeker, I was like, okay, this is a time travel. Is this one of them sort of, later on doing something for some reason? And then, I mean, they spell it out. Like, it is red, and she goes back and, she, all the scenes we saw the seeker, like, she drank the water in the MRI machine or whatever, like all the stuff the seeker did, Red was doing. to sort of gather Blue's essence or her signature or whatever. Like, yeah.
Now I wish I had read this book, like reread it again before I read it.
Yeah, because I read it a while ago.
Like, oh,
I missed a lot. Yeah.
So I did just, I just finished.
yeah. I'm like, you just finished it, so you're like, it's right here.
It's like, what? No, it was obvious. What? Yeah.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't, if it was, I mean, I didn't figure it out, even though I read it a while ago. I think I would have remembered it.
No, me either. And I only just finished it like 3 or 4 days ago. So I guess I just missed it.
We know Cyphase is very smart. So he's a good sleuth.
Oh, here's a nice open-ended question. Red and Blue each interact with their leaders once through the book. What are the notable difference between the Commandant and the Garden? Who would you rather work for?
Well, I'm a hippie, so obviously the Garden.
Yeah, same.
Well, there definitely was the feeling that the Garden was trying to preserve some kind of unity and the Commandant was just trying to win.
Right.
That seemed pretty clear. So yes, if going by that, you'd want to be in the Garden for a number of reasons. Plus it just sounds better.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the Commandant came off as Commandant reminded me of that other book that we had done. Those Beyond the Wall. Like that's, I'm like, oh, that's a character from that universe, like very harsh and just wants to win. Whereas Garden was more like, oh, no, we're just trying to make everything beautiful and green. So stay here, don't wander, stay in the Garden. And the Commandant was like, okay, who do I have to grind to dust this week? Why are we losing?
The Unity entity or whatever.
Yes. Sorry. I'm like still scrolling through these questions and I'm like, what else?
You're watching Stacey's book club, Club TWiT members. We're so glad to have you. This is her pick from a month and more than almost 2 months ago.
Technically your picks.
We all voted. You did not pick this one? Did you not like this one? You offered it as a candidate.
No. I offered it as a candidate.
Yeah.
Although I was a little confused and I thought we were reading a different time travel romance book that involved two warring factions. So
they all blur together after a while. I understand.
If you are interested in reading that one, it is called The Ministry of Time.
Oh, yeah.
Different vibe. Yeah. Still a good book.
Yeah.
This book, Ministry of Time and The Ministry for the Future, which we've actually read The Ministry for the Future here, I think, Kim Stanley Robinson's book. Did we all read that as one of our book club? Anyway.
I don't know.
Those three books, they just kind of, all those titles just live in my head as like the same book, even though they're very different. And if you ever hear me mention one of them, you should probably clarify which one I'm talking about because it's probably not.
Can you think of any other example? This is an epistolary novel, which means it's letters, primarily composed of letters. Can you think of other examples? The only one I could think of, which is one of my favorites, is the Screw Tape Letters by C.S. Lewis.
Oh, yeah.
Which is all entirely consists of letters from the devil to one of his demons. And it's a great conceit and it's a fascinating book. C.S. Lewis was a devout Christian, so it has definitely a slant to it, but I found it fascinating. And maybe because I listened to the version read by John Cleese, who really brought the devil to life. It was really good. But I can't, and I know there's others.
Yeah,
I mean, it wouldn't be a category if there weren't.
Well, there's whole chapters of the Bible, if you want to go old school.
Letters from Paul and stuff. Yeah.
But
I mean, that was the first.
I just read like a very traditional romance book that had a whole like middle section that was letters, and I actually loathed it the whole time.
What's the one where there's it's also time travel where there's letters in the mailbox? Is that The Notebook? What is that? Isn't there I've never read the Notebook. Yeah, I didn't read it, but
I've never seen the movie. Never
saw the movie. Never read the Notebook.
Oh no! It's the lake house or the mailbox or something like that.
But there's letters appearing in a mailbox.
There's something.
Okay, I had to double check, but Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. I thought that one was like that.
Oh no, Dracula is though.
Oh, and Dracula's
all
like
Jonathan
that too.
Harker letters. That's right.
I was like, oh yeah, all the hair.
There you go.
Yeah, I think it's hard to do letter. Like, I think they did a good
very
job
hard.
here. But
It's an interesting conceit if
like,
you have two authors, though, isn't it?
yeah, well, I was thinking about, so I thought about Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett writing Good Omens, because they wrote that via the mail, basically. And then
I wonder
put
if
it
he
all
had
together.
Terry over for a bath at any point. Sorry.
It's like, that's okay.
I don't
then
know what to do with Neil anymore. I'm a huge Neil Gaiman fan, but
I had to get rid of it. I was really
I-
sad
I
because
know.
like I had the whole Sandman set. I mean,
I have a beautiful leather-bound Sandman set. I don't know what to do with.
Yeah.
I kept the comics because there's more people involved than him, and there's some beautiful artwork in it. So I choose to
Good
embrace
point.
the artists as opposed to him.
I interviewed him, and in fact, it's on YouTube. The interview we did way back 25 years ago. And after the interview, he drew the Sandman on the back of the set wall. I don't know what happened to it when the Tech TV was dismantled, but there was a beautiful Neil Gaiman drawing on the back wall. It's about yay big. It was big.
It sucks when somebody makes their art hard to like.
I know.
Unfortunately, it happens a lot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's part of our reckoning with history is we're like, oh my God,
There's a
women
lot
are
of that.
complete citizens. I mean,
There's a lot
but
of
it's
that.
nice because we're trying to move forward and
Yes.
be better as a culture and people. And I
Right.
think that's worth celebrating,
Right.
even if we are forced. And a lot of people don't want to reckon with it. They're
It's
just
also
like,
good to remember
"Ugh."
that we are all flawed,
Yeah.
and none of us is perfect. This
I
is the
can be a
human
real
condition.
jerk.
Yeah, this
And
is the
if I
human
wrote
condition.
books,
We are
Yeah.
both amazingly creative and capable of great art, and at the same time, capable of great evil.
Well, that ties right back into the book, right? I mean, these are people doing horrible things.
Right.
We
It's a
hear
love
about it
story.
anyway.
It's love among
yet-
the ruins. Yeah.
Yeah. Can I ask a question? I have a question for everybody on their first read, because I don't know if I'm the only one who went in this direction. As it was getting towards the end, because they mentioned Romeo and Juliet, a bunch of one of them was a big fan of it and seeing the different versions of it. And so there's
Yeah,
a point
in some
where
strands it's a tragedy and someone's a
comedy, a tragedy. So when it was getting to the point one of them had died, I went, oh, I know where this is going. They're recreating Romeo and Juliet. So I was sure they were both going to be dead. I thought it was going to be that the one couldn't live without the other and she was going to poison herself. And that was where the poison was going to come in, because that's a big part of Romeo and Juliet. So I was kind of surprised when that didn't happen, because I felt like there's not much left here. And this doesn't sound like it's heading for a happy ending. So are we looping back to Romeo and Juliet? Because I wouldn't have hated that ending. I wouldn't have been as happy as I was with what we had. But I thought that's what they were telegraphing, because they made a big deal of it. Because I'm always like, well, what are they alluding to? There is the Chekhov's gun thing that was already mentioned in the chat. Like, okay, Romeo and Juliet, tragedy, lovers, can't be together. Is that this?
Kind of was, from
I
opposite
think-
sides of the track.
So after Blue died, Red did, she almost killed herself. There was a scene where she jumps off a cliff and she's about to reach the bottom and then decides this is too good for me or something. And so she decides to do something else.
That was
I don't
very
remember
powerful.
exactly what happened,
Yeah.
between that and where she decides to try and save Blue. But, there was that moment where she was just so guilty about her part in Blue's death that she was trying to kill herself.
Yeah.
And then in the end, it's not a tragedy. So I guess, that was kind of telegraphing sort of the ending of the story.
Here are some
in-
epistolary novels, courtesy
And also
of,
The Martian is epistolary.
Yeah,
sort
I mean,
of,
because it's
even though
logs.
only one person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not exactly epistolary.
Oh, Chocolate Milk just mentioned The Martian too. I was thinking.
Yeah. This is Paul's.
Oh, is we need to talk about Kevin Epistolary?
I never read it. So 84 Charing Cross Road, Attachments.
Oh,
House of
the
Leaves.
Rainbow Rowell book is the one that I read that had the other, but it wasn't that one, I don't think. Unless
Was that the one
So
you
maybe-
thought you were telling us?
no,
to listen to?
that she must really like doing letters, I guess. And technically, it's emails. It's not letters, but
Yeah.
I count that.
Yeah.
I was going to ask how strict the definition is. Does that mean the entirety has to be letters and there can't be anything in between? Or can it have, because I was thinking House of Leaves, which I could not make it all the way through, but that was laid out as journal entries by
It's in here. Yeah.
insane
It's
person.
in that list.
Is it there? Okay.
Yeah.
I tried everybody. I could not make it through that book.
That's how Sleep
I
is in
did
Seattle
journal books.
begins, right? It's AOL messages to each other.
Instant messages. Yeah, well, text, I mean,
it's hard to maintain that for an entire novel.
Well, I mean, yeah. Emails are a little easier because you can have a little bit more. Yeah. I'm like, but there's a lot of books, like more modern literary books that have just a bunch of texts and stuff. Right. And there was this when I was in high school. So in the late 90s, there was this very pretty book that was postcards, Griffin and Sabine.
Oh, I loved that book. It was called. Yes.
Yeah, it was. Then I think there were a bunch of them.
It was the postcards themselves, right?
Yeah, it was. I don't still have it, but you opened up the book and
gorgeous.
There were like postcards, and you could.
I forgot about that. Pretty. Yeah,
it was a fun book, and it was another love story. So
I guess this is actually a time-worn genre.
Yeah. Sorry,
yeah, I wish I still had my Griffin and Sabine. I forgot about that. Yeah, that was beautiful. That was beautifully produced.
It was. Let's see. I'm trying to think about. Let's see. Is this a letters book or not? Yes. This is. What book is this? I can never remember.
It's all
letters. I shake this thing where I try to look at what somebody's got on a camera, even though it's impossible for me to be able to see just by going up and looking.
So this is S. It was a book by J.J. Abrams and this other guy, Doug something. And it is. The book is it's a book that's set as a book. So the conceit is they found this book with all of these letters and postcards.
That's neat.
And marginalia. I mean, it's a really neat book. The story's fine, but I bought it because it was just like it's a library book they find, right?
I'm a sucker for a gimmick book.
Aren't you? Like me too.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's why I tried House of Leaves. It's why I went into it.
And it's basically, again, I mean, it's a love story. It's a communication between people across time in this book and leaving notes. And
I mean, you say that, Stacey, but I don't know how many people are opposed to reading a love story if it's well told. I don't care.
No, we're all,
if they're well made.
Who doesn't love it? Now, this is not a love story. This is Douglas Adams' desk contents. It's called 42, fun. And it's just a bunch of detritus that was on his desk after he died.
Oh.
This was Will Harris consulted for this company. It was an interesting company called Unbound at unbound.com.
I like Unbound.
They are they are super dramatic now because they went bankrupt.
Yeah.
Was it Boundless that went bankrupt or Unbound?
No, I think
both
it was
of them
Unbound.
have now gone bankrupt.
Will parted ways with them after. But this was, I think, probably their most popular book because there's so many Hitchhiker's Guides fans. But what a great idea for the book. So he died unexpectedly in 2001. So all of the notebooks, the letters, and the memorabilia were still in his office on his desk. And they turned it into a book. So in a way, I guess this is epistolary. It's a good idea. I'm going to try not to die suddenly. But they
along
wouldn't
those
find
lines,
this much stuff on my desk.
There are really good editions of classic comics that are called artist editions now, where they actually show all the tape and how the artist put the stuff, the markings. Yeah, like the Alien illustrated book by Walter Simonson is one of the best examples. It's really large and it shows like where they taped off. He made a mistake, so they had to like tape on a part of the, to cover up where you had to redraw it. And there's little notes and everything. So if you're into that type of stuff, there's actually a lot more than there ever been. And they're really neat because they're usually in monochrome. So you see the original kind of inking of it and how they did it. And all these notes in the margins. If you care about how comics are made, it's neat. And you just want to see it in a large scale. So that's similar to that. There's a lot of that stuff now that's really neat.
We are almost wrapping up here. And that means you better give us some choices, Stacey Higginbotham. By the way, congratulations on your new colleague, Paris Martineau. There are now 3 employees, you're not an employee, but 3 people who work at Consumer Reports on our team. You, Paris Martineau, and of course, Nicholas De Leon, who work at Consumer Reports. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I was like, I know that
group.
I think Benito reached out about doing a specific show, and I think all of us are like in the midst of like vacation acclimation.
Yeah. Later, though, I think we're going to do a Consumer Reports.
There's a little secret tunnel that goes from TWiT over to CR. that people just
Over to
kind of walk through
Yonkers.
them there.
They're doing, actually, it's funny, Labor Day weekend, the new employees are being taken on a field trip to Yonkers. They're going to get to see what goes on. Have you been to Yonkers?
I've never been to the labs, and I've never been. I actually want to go to the test track, which is in Connecticut, a little bit more. But
That would be cool. Yeah.
I'm like, but I have never been, and I'm sad about it. Because I only get up to New York, our New York office, as opposed to our Yonkers office and our DC office. Sad. Okay, I have books for you.
Okay. Now, Anthony, are you taking notes or should I? Anthony's there. I think I see him.
I'm here. Yep.
Hi, Anthony.
Hello.
Okay, so let me just make sure this is the right name.
And then I'm going to throw in a joke entry.
Oh, I don't know if I want your joke entry.
Well, you know that it's going to win the votes because we have a nerdy bunch.
Okay, tell me your joke entry, and then I'm going to be like, should I allow it?
You should not allow it.
Okay,
Are you familiar with the Dungeon Crawler Carl series?
Yes.
Tone of voice tells you everything sometimes, doesn't it?
They make a good audiobook, but they're not literary by any means. It's basically a video game set to prose.
Yeah, I was like, it doesn't have to be like literary.
It's fun.
It just has to be.
It's a series, though. You don't like to do series. And John, who is our keeper of the faith, says, no, Leo, it's not Leo's book club. I already screwed it up with the Bobaverse, so I'm going to withdraw my nomination.
He also said no love stories, and I don't think that should be a rule.
Well, Dungeon Crawler is like anti-love story.
Dungeon Crawler Carl is a love story between him and his cat, Princess Peach.
Oh, that's sweet.
They're very hot. It's very hot right now. It's like the book for nerds, for geeks.
Okay.
But don't put it on the list. But folks,
people can vote for it. If
because you know what'll happen.
Focus, guys. We got voter time in
a
few minutes.
6 minutes.
Okay.
Counting down.
Automatic Noodle by Annalee Newitz. We've read a couple of her books, but it's a cozy sci-fi about leftover robots. They open up their own noodle shop.
It's called Automatic Noodle?
Automatic Noodle. So fun. Kind of light. I've talked about this before, and you know what? We're going to just throw it out there because maybe you guys will like it. It's Arcady Martin, A Memory Called Empire.
Oh, yeah.
This is so it's hard. It's set in space, hard science fiction. There's people going from planets. It's very Expanse-like in the sense that it's a lot of politics. So
I have it in my pile.
it's really good. I feel like.
Yeah, no, it's been highly recommended.
So I like it. And then I thought, because someone else had asked about this, and we're just going to throw it out there.
Okay.
Because it's really fun. And I figure we're going to do this in October, and this is about necromancers.
Yes.
So Gideon the Ninth.
Gideon the Ninth.
And for the audiobook people out there, the audiobook of Gideon the Ninth is way better than the written book. It's harder to get into the written book. The audiobook is narrated by a woman called Moira Quirk. And she does an amazing job. I would listen to her read out like the phone book if we still had those.
Okay, so this is by, I can't even.
Oh, Gideon the Ninth is by Tasman Muir.
Tasman Muir, okay.
I will say, there is a lot of internet speak in Gideon the Ninth. But it's still a really baller, unique kind of story that y'all will probably appreciate.
Okay.
And you could totally still read it. I just was like, the audiobook is just freaking phenomenal.
Okay, that's 3. You want to do one more, or is that enough?
I usually just do 3.
Then we've got it.
It's like, if people really want more options,
Anthony, do we do 2 weeks or 3 weeks for the voting now?
We'll do 2.
2 weeks is plenty, yeah.
You can put Dungeon
No, don't.
Crawler. I kind of am like, will our audience really want to do it? I
mean, they will, because I know nerds.
What if they're like, Jammer B, would you do it? You're pretty nerdy.
Jammer B wouldn't do it.
Joe, what about you?
No, I wouldn't because I like necromancers, so I would jump. I know Gideon's my vote because I like necromancers, so I'm a sucker for certain things, and that would be it.
Is this like Necromancer?
Necromancers
No.
in space.
Yeah, the Gideon the Ninth you said is necromancer based, right?
It is necromancers in space.
Then I have to vote for that because
Oh,
necromancer.
no. Not the book Necromancer.
You're
It's
talking about neuromancer.
Necromancers.
Yeah, are you talking about Neuromancer? That's not an option. It's a good book.
It's old. We don't do old. We only do new.
Well, some of these are like within the last 10 years. Like, I don't know when A Memory Called Empire was actually written.
That's, I think, kind
That's
of.
a great title.
Oh, yeah.
Man, that's a great
it was-
title.
Oh, it came out in 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, and it won a Hugo, you guys.
What won a Hugo? The poll is already up. There's nothing you can do about it.
Okay.
Anthony really didn't want Dungeon Crawler Carl in there. The guy who reads it, it's pretty funny because the guy who reads it, if you see his picture, you go, that's not him. He does it like he's Putty, from Seinfeld. Looks like this. He's Dungeon Crawler Carl. And my cat. And he's wearing his ex-girlfriend's Crocs, pink Crocs, and no pants.
Okay, you are selling me on it now.
It's
Yeah,
pretty
I was
funny.
like,
and he has the cat, and the world comes to an end. But the aliens who have destroyed the world to mine it for its minerals give the surviving population, which is a scant percentage of the total, a chance to survive by crawling through a multi-level dungeon, which is basically a video game.
okay.
It's very weird. I'm not putting it on the list, but if people want to read it, we could do our own. We could do Leo's book club later.
That's true. And if you like cat stories where cats play a large role.
This is why I recommend it to Lisa, because she does like cats.
Micah was asking
Garter
if this is a guarded space. He was considering doing some fantasy novels.
Oh, we don't do fantasy here.
I was like, I
Micah's
love
book club,
fantasy. If
fantasy
you want to do
novels.
the Stacey fantasy book club, I've got 1,000,010 of those. Actually, the author, the audiobook narrator who does, oh my gosh, what was it? Moira Quirk. She just did, there's a book called Long Live the Villain, which is a send up of anybody who's ended up reading romantasy type books. It's a send up of romantasy books.
Oh, jeez.
And I find myself reading romantasy way more than I think because I like reading fantasy and I'm a woman. So people
I liked
throw them at me and-
Outlander. I read Outlander and I thought this is really good.
what is with men in Outlander? I hated those books. And
You hated
everyone is-
it?
I thought they were not that great.
Kind of like the
All
opening
right.
to a Seinfeld joke. What is it with men in Outlander?
I'm serious.
I haven't read
My
the book,
dad
but I
likes
have
it.
watched the show and I do like it. So.
Yeah.
Men love it. All right.
Anthony's stopwatch is going off.
We're done.
Yeah.
That's the poll. It's going to go up. Thank you to the club members who make this possible. More importantly, thanks to Stacey Higginbotham who makes it possible. It is, after all, her book club. Stacey will make a date sometime in the future. I don't like how long it was this time. Can we make it a little? No.
Yeah,
well,
we could do October sometime.
Yeah.
I feel like
I'm gone till
challenge is-
October 11th. So let's make it after October 11th. How about that?
okay, yeah. We have to vote on the book and then people need time to read.
Yeah, they have to read it.
And Memory Called Empire is kind of long, I think.
And not everybody listens at 4X like you. I do want to hear
Memory
that
Called
Irish song.
Oh, it's so good. And then there's a story at the end, for her next book she's doing a book of fairy tales. And that's so good. It's really good. Just read it.
Okay.
It's-
Thank you,
was that again?
everybody.
The
Thank you,
Irish one?
Stacey.
The river has roots.
Oh, right.
It has roots that run through my life.
Okay. And on that note,
Cyphase, thank you. Thank you, Joe Esposito. Thank you, Anthony Nielsen. Thank you, Stacey Higginbotham, and a special thanks to all our club members. We will see you in October. Get reading.